Welcome to my allotment, plot 3 in North Warwickshire. I need access to the water so that I can fill the tank at the front, so it's easy to fill my watering cans, make it easy for the wife as well. So I've brought the pallet up and we'll have to start dismantling the old system. So I've got to undo the ratchet strap, remove the 4 barrels at the top, which are now empty, remove the plastic pallet off the top, which is protecting the water in the top barrels from the sunshine, stopping it going green, and we'll replace that pallet with a new one, put some supports across, make it a little bit higher so I can get easy access to those barrels underneath. As you can now see, it wasn't very well thought about when I first done this, but we learn by our mistakes and we rectify them. We'll move on. I've got access now, and get the pump working, get those barrels emptied, and I can carry on with the rebuild. We're getting close now to having another 1,000 litres to play with. The new pallet's on. Draining out the second barrel. The solar panel and solar controller still working fine. We've been running now for about half an hour. This is a lot better thought of now, and more access to the barrels. I'll be reconnecting the taps on the tanks above, just simple bits of pipe feeding into the bottom of the tank. Which will make life a lot easier in the future. We're running on amber, but there's still plenty of power from the battery feeding the pump, and I've got my backup battery. What I tend to do at night time is undo the clips so the power doesn't go back into the solar panel. Not sure, haven't had it tested yet to see whether I'm losing power when the sun isn't actually providing me power into the batteries. We'll have a look now in the brassica cage and see if we've got any Clubroot. If you haven't actually seen the pump I use, it's just a small caravan pump, possibly to feed the sinks and shower. I had that give me, so it was well worth sharing my produce off the allotment with this gentleman. Thank you very much. I tried to pop down some of the brassicas. This one isn't too bad. There you can see the large swellings that stop the water getting to the plant. I've had some decent cabbages out of those. And there's one of the bigger pots which hasn't been as badly affected. So not too bad overall. That's what you need to look out for, and all those will be going into the green waste bin at home. Do you recognise the fork? It's one I recycled in some earlier videos. But these cauliflowers have been in now a long time. Just while we're here, this is what happens to the brassicas if you don't firm the ground. This one's toppled over. It doesn't look very well anyway, so I'll be digging that one out to see what's there, as well as that one. These are ones that I haven't actually harvested, so let's have a look, see what is actually around this root system on these 3 brassicas. So that was the small cauliflower, and the main root system has swelled up, stopping the moisture getting to it. That one's riddled with it. And then this is the purple sprouting, the winter broccoli, and it's absolutely riddled with it. And it's also in the ground, so I'm going to have to dig all that out, including the soil, and dispose of it. Lime, lime and more lime, as Mark Davison said. On happier notes, the Atlantic Giant pumpkin that's in the leaf mould is growing centimetre by centimetre by the day. That's got another 6 weeks, 8 weeks before I need it, so hopefully it'll keep growing. Really pleased with this one. I've planted another 40 beetroot. They're all transplanted, and I find that's the best way to make best use of the ground. These beetroot will be pulled out shortly, and I'll do my next pickling adventure. And I'd like to thank Ray Fuller for his advice on his pickling technique. Nearly everyone is growing to a reasonable size, ideal for pickling. The parsnip chitting experiment, still growing well. I just can't wait for another 3 months' time to get one of these out and see how we've done. They're planted into holes about 2 foot deep, and I'm not going to be tempted. I'm going to leave them in for another couple of months at least. The Jack-o'-Watton pumpkin, that's growing well as well, but the others are just a little bit slow. I think I've got 3 growing altogether off 3 plants. This is the Atlantic Giant growing in the compost bin, last year's compost bin. I tried to turn it, and I've snapped it. It's still growing, but that's a little tip. The Atlantic Giant stems will not tolerate being turned, where the ordinary pumpkins you can rotate them to get them evenly ripe, but don't attempt it with an Atlantic Giant. I found out at my cost. Broad beans are gone. I'm going to get some carrots in there. My last lot of successional growing of peas are now in. The other half in the gutter didn't germinate at all, so I planted the last few dwarf beans, and these have been cropping really well. The freezer is nearly full now of all the beans. So much better organised this year. Sweet corn, F1 sweetie pie. Most of it's doing okay. I'm still pleased. We've got the sweet corns forming at the bottom, so let's just help it on its way, releasing some of the male pollen to make sure the tufts of the female go brown, and we'll get a nice nice little crop. Had a lovely show of flowers on the pumpkin, on the sunflowers, but I'm sure I've got a rogue seed. Yes, it's up there. Different colour. It must be 12 foot tall. Unbelievable. I'd like to thank everybody for commenting, subscribing, and the old bumblebees. There's certainly some youngsters now, and it has been very, very busy. And I've met a few angry as well. Happy growing, everyone. Take care till next time.